All right, welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be doing a review. So I ain't gonna say reaction because I already seen it. To Beauty in Black. Now, for those of you that don't know, Beauty in Black is a Tyler Perry produced, or I guess, yeah, I want to say produced, TV show that's on Netflix right now. It has some great actors in it. So off the top of my head, I can't remember the actor names, but I'll definitely get back to you on that. But the main characters, we got Kimmy, Andrew, Rain. We got, let me see who was. Hold up. Kimmy, Andrew, Rain, Jules. We got Kimmy, Mallory, Rain, Andrew, Roy, Charles, Norman, Bernie, Calvin, Jules, Olivia, and Horace, and Gillian, I guess. And there's more people that is in the TV show itself. However, the main plot of the story is this woman named Kimmy. She's a stripper at this club, but it's really the club is really like on some sex trafficking thing. So she got in debt with a dude named Jules. Her and Rain, I should mention, they're best friends, and they got into it with this dude named Jules, who's like the trafficker slash pimp, I guess. And they got in trouble because of this dude named Angel. And Angel basically convinced Kimmy and Rain to do something for him. I think smuggle some drugs on the plane, and they'll be all right. They won't get caught. Blah blah blah, and they'll make money from it. So Kimmy and Rain was like, okay, yeah, we'll go. Come on, girl, because they was just doing little stuff here and there to get by. So they thought this was a big break. They do it. They get caught. Now all three of them are in debt to Jules. He was in control of the officers that actually arrested him. So in order to not go to jail, they had to pay Jules back for the money that they owed him for getting caught. And in order to do that, they had to work at the strip club, basically doing that to get their money up to pay him back. Right, that's like the main plot. But within that plot, it's another plot, I guess. This is like story A and then story B. Okay, the story B, I would say, is the family that Jules works for, which is the let me see, I guess it's like two people. So you got Horace side of the family, and then you got uh what is it, Norman side of the family. So those they're brothers or whatever, but Horace has kids, Norman doesn't has kids. So Horace has Rory, Charles, and then wait, is that it? Just Rory and Charles? I'm forgetting a brother. No, yeah, just Roy and Charles. So they all are fighting for the money basically in the family because they got this company called Beauty in Black. They do hair products, but the hair products, I guess, are causing people to get cancer, have side effects, and it's a lawsuit against the family. So now everybody is kind of, uptight. So, like, oh snap, this all could go down. What about my shares? What about my profit? So everybody that's connected in it, Horace, the brother, the wife, Mallory, the lawyer, Vernie, he's in it, and then the ex-wife, Olivia, they're all connected to the family business and the family ties. So they're all like, oh, we don't want the company to go down because we all benefit from the company. So in the side plot, I guess, or the story two, I should say, is the family. They all kind of hate each other basically, and they're fighting for money, and are trying to figure out how to get the money. Well, Horace doesn't want any of them to get the money because he hates them because he doesn't like that his son likes boys, even though he likes boys too, which is contradicting in itself. But maybe that just shows that he's like a narcissist. I don't know. His character development is it's like weird because like he hates his sons and wants them to have nothing, but then he meets Kimmy and is trying to give her the world because he trusts in her. It's crazy. Like I'm gonna get into it. This is gonna be we're gonna break it down for y'all. I'm just giving you like the summary before we get into it, so everybody knows what's going on. And I'm pretty sure y'all already kind of do because y'all probably watched this. But if y'all didn't, sorry, spoilers probably are in this. I should have probably started with that. But yeah. So Horace is kind of he the one that's like y'all ain't getting nothing, and Norman is like him and Jules are partners. They run the strip club slash the trafficking business, making money like that. And Roy is also a part of that little group as well, as we found out later in the season that just came out. So boom, that's kind of like the main the main the main plot or whatever for both Kimmy side of it and then Horace with his family. So particularly in season one, it was more of like learning the family business, understanding Kimmy's background. She grew up with an abusive mother who sold her out. Well, not sold her out. Actually, she just kicked her out because the dude her mom was dating was raping Kimmy. If I can say that word on here, or abusing her, I should say, sexually assaulting her. And she was like, he don't want you around, basically, and all of this weird stuff. So she kicked him out so she can keep her boyfriend. But Kimmy had to leave her sister behind. So that's how she ultimately ended up like out on her own trying to make it out in life. Rain, I don't know if they really dig into Rain background too super much. She's more like just Kimmy's best friend. That's like ride or die type, you know. So that's how they got into the situation. They met each other. I forgot how they met each other, but they met each other and helped each other out, worked with each other, and they bonded. And then they met Angel online. She was like, "Hey, girl, he can get us out." And then they trusted him, and then they did it. And then they all fell victim, and now they all got to work for Jules. So yeah, Angel, as we learned in season one, he had a baby. He had a baby mama. So he was stripping at the club, trying to pay, of course, Jules back off as well. So season one was just kind of showing you that they trying to pay him off, and Kimmy is her character used to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie, her character is always so like, and I don't know, me personally, like I love the show, but then again, it's like it's cringy because it's like they repeat a lot of words. Like even on Facebook, everybody's saying it like the actors say like each character say a certain amount of the same phrase over and over again. I could probably pull it up and show y'all, but it's annoying. It's like it's annoying, but it's like it's a good show, but it's like annoying. Like I don't know how to explain it, man. You have to watch it and see. You will see like it's entertaining, but then it's like y'all could have kind of like come on, y'all could have came up with a better script than where's Kimmy? Where's Kimmy? Where's Kimmy? I don't know. I don't know. Where's Kimmy? Like that's literally it'd be like a phone conversation between Rain and Angel. Is they literally just going back and forth like, where's Kimmy? I don't know. And literally like 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds. Where's Kimmy? I don't know. Like, why did you think he was gonna answer what he just told you? He don't know. So move on. Like, but sometimes the dialogue between certain characters is kind of like redundant and back and forth and just like pointless. It's like, okay, you said that already. Move on. Get to the next point. Why are we just keep going like a ping pong? So that was my little gripe about it, and it feels kind of like cheesy, but then it's also entertaining because it's crazy. So it's like cringy, funny, corny, like but serious. So it keeps you like, you know what I mean? So I feel like they could have did a little better job with the script, but I mean it's doing its thing, so I guess it's working. But I feel like they can improve on that for sure. So back to the season one. Overall, yeah, we're just getting to know Kimmy, getting to know each character and their background. We found out that Horace doesn't like his son because he like boys, but then we find out Horace like boys because he gets a dance from Angel, and then met Angel through Kimmy because of course he wanted to dance with Kimmy, and Kimmy didn't know who he was, and then they would dance. He was like, "Oh, I want the boy," and then she was like, "What?" So she hooked him up with Angel, and then they was dancing, and then eventually Horace wanted some more privacy with Angel. So they went back to the motel Kimmy was at, and then Kimmy brought Angel and them over there. They was dancing, and we found out that Horace is sick with a disease. We don't know what type of disease, but he was coughing up blood on Angel, and then whatever. So eventually, Angel and Kimmy decided like we sick of being treated like this because Jules had somebody named Body and Delinda. They was like the girls that's supposed to keep the strippers in check and make the money or whatever, like the little manager. So they used to beat up on Kimmy, beat up on Rain, and you know what I mean, treat all of them like shit basically, so they can get their money and all of that stuff. So eventually, they got tired of it and was like, "We need to make this money, get out of here, because I'm sick of it." So they tried to rob Horace, threw some people through the club, Angel and Kimmy. However, it didn't turn out so great. Horace killed all of the dudes in there, went bad, and then they eventually found out that Horace was basically the owner of Beauty in the Black, and I was like, "Oh my God, your son! I work for your son," because Kimmy was having sex with Roy for because Jules would tell her to. That's like she was like a, you know what I mean? She was getting sold out, they sex trafficking. So Jules had already met Roy, but she didn't know the connection to Roy and Horace until Horace started seeing Angel. And then they started getting close, Angel, Kimmy, and Horace. And they found out he had a lot of money, and they was like, "Oh wait, Roy's your," you know. Later on, they figured out Roy's his son, and Kimmy thought Horace already knew because how don't you know that your son is involved? And you know what I mean? Like you just think like that's your son, you should know that. But however, he didn't because in season two, you find out Rory was working with Jews in secret with Norman to make money on the side, but Horace didn't know about that until later on. But we'll get into that later as well. Sorry if I'm jumping around. It's a lot to cover. This is my first time doing a review, or I guess review on a good television show. But yeah, I hope y'all keeping up. If not, let me know. But yeah. So after all of that happens, boom, we get. Let's see. I said Kimmy, the horse. Yeah, he shot up the place. Boom. After that, horse is like basically blowed, and Kimmy and Angel was trying to stay on the low because they just seen this dude kill everybody, but he didn't kill him. He let them go, obviously, and stuff like that. But later on in the season, Horse wanted his watch back that Angel took. He returns his watch and all that good jazz. But through all of that, Horse is starting to catch feelings. I don't say feelings, I guess. I don't know how would you describe it. Horse likes Angel, so he keeps wanting to see him. And then he always goes through Kimmy to set up the meetings with Angel. That's kind of how season one was like basically going. All right, some characters I didn't touch on yet. Mallory is Roy's wife. Now, even though Roy is cheating on his wife with Kimmy and other girls through the club, Mallory is like she's I don't know how she's crazy for sure, but she's smart in the sense of like she's like the face of the business, I guess they say, because she's like on the cover and all of that. So when people see it, like, "Oh my God, you're Mallory, you're from Beauty and Black," and everybody stop her and take pictures and sign autographs, type of girl. But she got that other side where she's like, she gets stuff done and she don't play no games. You know what I mean? She like, "I kill you, you know what I mean? I do whatever." Like she's crazy. Like she mean business. So she kind of runs the business while Rory and Charles are like the party animals. Like they be doing drugs, doing different guys, girls. Well, Charles do both, I guess, or just mainly guys. But they're the party animals. They drugs, girls, party life, party life. Mallory's more on the business, business, business. Don't mess up the money. Don't mess up the money. Stay focused, Rory, because Rory's her ticket because she's not part of family because she's married in basically. So she ain't trying to. So even though they hate each other, don't even want to be together, she's forced to be with him because of the money. Not forced, but she's staying because of the money. But Mallory is like a double-edged sword. She's ruthless as well. So we touched on Kimmy, Mallory, Angel, and Rain. Rain for the most season, she don't really have too much background. I kind of touched on it, but most of the season she in the hospital because Delinda and Body beat her up, and she wanted to get ass implants to make more money to get her debts paid off. But they just put whatever fake stuff in her butt and almost killed her. And she had to stay in the hospital for most of season one and season two. So that's pretty much it on Rain. She ain't really got too many cool stuff. I already touched on Rory. I touched on Andrew. Charles, like I said, he's the guy that likes guys and party, drives a Lambo, flashy. He actually talks to the lawyer, Vernon. So they got like a weird relationship, kind of like Rory Mallory, if you want to say like Charles is like a pimp, not a pimp in the sense like he pimp people, but he's like a playboy, I guess I should say. Like he got different man every day and open relationship kind of. But Vernie wants to date him, but doesn't want to come out to the family that he like boys and that he dates one of the brothers because that can mess up his career. So Charles is kind of on fence, like I'm gonna still do what I want to do because you're too scared to tell my family. However, later down the line, Bernie was like, "Let's tell him," and then Charles like, "I don't want to do that because I want to be do my. I don't want somebody to control me because he's like I said, he's a party animal. Like he want to have sex with different guys and do drugs and doesn't care about the family business. He just, you know what I mean? He just living life basically. Like, look, I don't care about none of this. Nobody loves me. Da da da. So in season one ending, his he went to the club where Jews owned this little club where Kimmy and Angel work and Rain work, and then he was like dancing, and basically these guys set him up because they, he come in there flexing like, oh, I got a limbo, he's not shy about his money, so they was like, we about to rob him. So he got drunk, hit drugs, he passed out. They robbed him. They took his car, took his keys, everything, wallet, phone, all that. So they took his Lambo and they was driving. Now, I don't know how they did missing this part, but I'm gonna get to it. So they was driving, and the dude that stole the car got shot up, and his car got burned and exploded. His car exploded. The reason why all that happened was because Norman, the brother of Horace's wife, got hit by Rory. Was it Mallory or I think it was Mallory? Actually, got hit by Mallory when it was she was driving. It was dark. She hit the wife. Didn't know it was the wife until later. And then I'm sorry, I skipped all over this. I'm sorry. We're gonna tie it in. I got y'all. So Mallory hit the wife, basically killed her, put the body in the car, drove it back to the house. Roy ended up discovering what she did. Help her. Then they called Jews because Jews is like the Grim Reaper. If you need anything called Jews, he'll fix it. Whether it's girls, weed, drugs. He's just like the man that you call to get stuff handled because he got connections with the police. So he uses connections to the police and his other sources. They take the body to a junkyard in, I think, in Charles Lambo or whatever, and like dumps it in the car or whatever. Then he calls like the cops. Drews calls the cops to make it seem like somebody else did it. Like, oh my God, this other person did it. Da 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 da. So Norman finds out, oh my God, my girl, but they take her to the hospital. She survives. So everybody, like Mallory and Rory, and them like, oh my God. And Juice, like, oh my God, she survived. So Norman is sad. He's tripping, like, oh my God, my wife is hurt. I want to find out who did this to my wife. Because they live on a private road. So he's like, it couldn't have been a random person that's why Charles Carr got hit up because he eventually thought one of the dumb brothers did it. He already had a suspect. He was like, one of them dumb motherfuckers did it. So they don't want to tell me or whatever, so I'm gonna kill one of theirs. Like they killed mine, I'm gonna kill theirs. So he tried to kill Charles. However, let's rewind a little bit. While she's in the hospital, she's recovering, but they don't want her to recover. So they got somebody to go in there and put I don't know what, some type of medicine in there, her IV to kill her. So they sent a nurse in there. They was like, "Yeah, come on, Norman, you need to go get some sleep and all of that." So he went to sleep. They went in there with a different nurse and injected it, killed her. So he on a rampage, and then that's what led to Charles Carr getting doo doo doo. So everybody thought Charles was dead. That's how season one ended. And then season two popped off with he wasn't really dead because the guys from the club stole his car and all of that good jazz. And everybody was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" Because it was going down. Everybody beefing with everybody. It was about to come to like a bloodbath, but then everything calmed down because Charles was alive. But Olivia, the crazy the crazy ex, she was about the ex-wife. She was about to turn up because she's like crazy, crazy. But she calmed down once she realized that Charles was alive. So as we fast forward through, we get the after that, Vernie was sad about Charles and all that good jazz, and he was like, "Oh, nobody don't care about me, boy." Da 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 da. But Vernie is like in love with this dude, even though Charles got that like that demeanor, like leave me alone type demeanor, like whatever. Everybody fake here in his family because he's so used to everybody pretending to love one another just for money. So he's kind of like, whatever. I hate everybody. I'm gonna do me. Y'all do y'all type of attitude. So eventually, after that happens, I think Olivia had this guy, this young dude she was seeing to get information on. I think Norman and all that stuff. And I guess he didn't get the information like she wanted, or he dropped the ball, so she killed him. Just she hired some people, and it was crazy how she did like some mafia type thing. And it was crazy. Made him get in the bag, zip himself up, and the assassins killed him. Then we see later on Norman visit Olivia, and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry. I always got to backtrack." He's saying sorry because Jews yet again hired a junkie from the motel where Kimmy and Andrew stay at. He like gave him drugs to lie and say he the one that killed the wife, so that way Norman doesn't like go to war with Horace and Olivia and the family. Cause Jules is playing both brothers. He's on Horace's side and he's on Norman. But Norman is kind of weary of Jules because he know how he's a snake. He just he knows that, but he uses them to his advantage when he can. So after that, he like, I don't trust Jules. So he basically pull up on the dude that uh Jules is basically trying to keep from because he's like, no, no, Norman, don't do nothing. You did enough. You got the block hot because Norman killed one of the paramedics. He snapped. I forgot why, but he killed one of the paramedics or whatever. So he's like, we already got to cover that up. The city's on high alert. Just stay low. I handle this. And I'm like, no, yeah, killed my wife. They killed my wife. Like he tripping. He's like, no, I handled it. This to do that. I'll take care of it. So eventually, Norman's like, fuck that. I'm gonna find him myself. So he found a dude named Debo. And he basically tortured him to get him to tell him the truth. But the dude's so hard out of his mind that I guess he's so scared of Jews in his eyes. He's like, yeah, I killed her, even though he didn't kill her. He just saying it because that's what he was coerced to say that he did. So he pulls up on Norman, pulls up on the living room, and I was like, I'm sorry, we shouldn't beef with each other. Like, can we not fight with each other? And just I was tripping, and she's like, hey, okay, but come to my room again, I'm gonna kill you, type of thing. So I feel like personally that Norman could be lying just to see what people do. I don't know. I feel like he I don't know, cause he said he killed Devo, but I'm like, if Devo really died, lying, which is possible, but then again, I think like, what if Devo told him the truth and he's trying to see if they keep lying about it? And I don't know, cause these are some meticulous people. Like they're smart. They're never gonna just show their hand, kind of set you up and let you fall in a trap and then get you. So I think that's what Norman trying to do, but I really can't tell just yet. So boom. All right, so we covered a lot of ground with that. So we can touch on this sub characters. Kelvin is a bodyguard for Mallory, and I guess Roy, and so is Gillian. She's also a driver. They're like drivers slash bodyguards or assistants, whatever. So Calvin was dating Gillian, and they broke up because she was about to suck Roy penis because she asked her to, and then Calvin was about to catch her doing it, and he was like, "You was about to do that?" She's like, "Oh, I didn't want to get in trouble. You asked me to." So they broke up and Calvin was mad. And then since Calvin drives Mallory everywhere, he knew that Mallory was lonely and was having issues with Roy. They end up having sex, and Calvin started getting attached to Mallory and acting like he was bigger than his role. And Gillian was upset and was like, "I'm gonna expose y'all if y'all don't stop," basically. And Calvin's like, "Girl, leave me alone. Do what you gonna do," type of thing. She never really exposes them yet as of season 1 and 2, but we don't know how that's gonna end. But towards the end of season 2, Mallory tried to act like she was into Vernie to make Calvin jealous, and Roy seen it, and Roy thought she was cheating on him with Vernie, even though she wasn't, and that was like a whole thing. That's a little of like the sub. I'm gonna say minor characters, but yeah, I guess minor characters. They got their own little struggles with the family as well. As you can see, it's all craziness from point A to point B. And then my review of it all is kind of like Kimmy was always a punk, but then she finally got some balls. So they Body and Delana kidnapped uh Kimmy's sister because Kimmy was acting out of line, not doing what she was supposed to, type shit. So they kidnapped her sister. His sister got raped, I think, and drugged and all type of crazy stuff they was doing to her. So Kimmy finally, like, this was I was happy about because they was bullying Kimmy all through the whole season one and season basically pretty much season one. Season two was like her. I'm about to turn up on you. So season two was like Kimmy's revenge, if you want to say like Kimmy's arc. This is Kimmy's glow up. So she started turning up. She runs Body over at the end of the season one, kills Body. Boom. Beginning of season two, she's still on her shit. Like, where my sister at? Where my sister at? Everybody playing crazy. We don't know. We don't know. She pull up on Delina, shoots her with a shotgun, and Angel is with her. Angel's like the ride or die because Rain is still in the hospital because she just in the hospital recovering from surgery. So she boom blow that big head off, and she pulling up on people. She pull up on Roy because she was like, I'm gonna find my sister because Roy wanted to have sex with her because he was mad at Mallory. So Kimmy pull up on Roy. They get the test on. Boom, boom, boom. She throw him out the window. He survives. I don't know how, but he do. And then they go to the hospital. Horace, of course, is in the hospital. Why was he in the hospital? Why was he was in the hospital for? I think he was there for rain or something else. And Horace and them was talking, whatever. So Kimmy talks to Horace, and Horace like, look, man, I need you to basically like do something for me. Trust me, trust me. And she was like, well, look, I don't trust you. I want to get my sister back. He was like, I can get your sister, but I need you to go to the club, lay low. And she was like, well, look, I killed Body, Delinda. I threw your son out the window. And he's like, look, if you're going to kill somebody, actually kill him because Rory was still alive. Because a doctor came and was like, hey, your son is here. And he's like, because I think at first he didn't believe her, but when the doctor said that, she was like, oh, they really tried to kill my son. So he's like, look, if you're going to kill somebody, do it. So that ended up whatever. So now, and I did like skip over some stuff like Horace met with Angel because he basically pressed them about trying to rob him and get him set up and all of that stuff. They kind of worked that out, whatever. He was like, I'm sorry, I want to do it again. I want to do it again. So basically, now we got this alliance with Horace, Angel, Kimmy, and Rain. Is basically what's happening because Horace doesn't like his family or anybody in his family, so he aligned it more with Kimmy, Angel, and Rain. Really more Kimmy, but Kimmy comes with Angel and Rain because they all together basically. So Horace was like, look, man, we'll get your sister. So Angel was working at the club, and this new girl was like, man, turn this new girl out, go get her ready to dance and stuff. And he's like, I'll take her, I'll take her, I'll take her. So she was like, okay, for your problem then. So he takes her and find out that it's Kimmy's sister. So he's like, Kimmy, I got your sister, I got your sister. We finally found her. Like, come to the club, come to the club. But Kimmy just can't walk in the club and get her. So she's telling Horace, like, yo, Horace, we need you to get my sister out. He's like, how am I do that? She like, da 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 da. They come with a plan. Horace pull up the truck in the back. But he can't go in there because it's Charles and Mallory was in there at the time looking for Kimmy. So Kimmy couldn't go in there and Horace can go directly in there. So they got this little back parking lot where they have sex with the girls and girls on girls, guys on guys, blah blah blah. So they when you get to the gate, they was like, what you want? And Horace like, I want a young thing. And that's like, it's gonna be 1,000. So he charged him whatever. Horace in the back waiting. Fortunately, they sent out the new girl because at first Andrew was hiding in the closet, but they eventually found her. They sent out the new girl. They put her in Horace's car. But then Kimmy had her car in there as well, and she was like, "I'll make a distraction for you so you can escape." So she burst through the gate. Horses leave from out the gate that she just broke down, but then she get T-boned by another car, and then Jules has her in there with Angel because Angel couldn't leave the club, and then they end up just getting beat up left and right. Then Horace walks in like, "Hey, let them go get in the car." So they leave or whatever, and then Horace like passes out sitting down. Then Angel takes him to his car. They go to the hospital, and then Forrest is like he's about to die basically. We don't know from what it is, so he tells Vernon, but he's been telling Vernon to gather all the lawyers and stuff because he been found, like I said, he hates his family. He been looking for a way to cut him out the will, and he found one, which was to get married to somebody, so that way his kids don't get any of the money. And also, he also been working on the plan to get him out the will because Norman, Roy, and Drews has been doing the sex trafficking slash club, which is a felony. And if you're doing drugs and all of that, you can't get none of the money as well. Or if somebody dies from suspicious reasons, they can't get the money either. So he was trying to use all of that to get the family not to get any money. So they get the sister back. They're all at the hotel, and then Ronnie brings all the people. So he had to call all the families, like, "Hey, look, y'all, they want everybody to meet up at the hospital." They're like, "Oh, what's going on?" They're like, "Oh, they got the lawyers here. Something's about to go down." So everybody's at the hospital, like, "What's going on?" And then Kimmy's upstairs, and he's like, "I know there's a lot to think about. The family gonna be after you, but you and your family, you could get all the money and have all the money. Da da da. You can take over, and y'all will be straight for life." After that, she's like, "Fine, fine, I'll do it." Her sister meets Horace and asks the questions, and Vernie is in there going over all the paperwork with all the lawyers and stuff. And then Vernie's looking at her like, "Hold up, I gotta use the bathroom real quick." But he's really going downstairs to tell the family what's going on. He runs downstairs to tell the family what's going on, goes back upstairs. So then the family pushes past the bodyguards that Horace had waiting outside so they won't get through. And then they all now everybody's in the room. And then Horace is smiling like, "Ha ha ha. This is y'all basically like new, this is the person that's gonna be in charge right now. This is y'all new boss." And then kind of the season ends like that. I forgot one thing I was supposed to mention. Can't remember right now what it was. It'll come back to me, but it may not be that important. But that's all in all what went down for season 1 and 2. My review of all of it was I love the show. I love the drama. The writing could be better. Some scenes are like sometimes they drag stuff out. That's like, okay, we get it. Like get to the chase. So we don't have to go back. Sometimes it's like a cat and mouse game and do the same thing 1,000 times. Like, come on, bro, just keep it flowing, keep the action flowing, keep the drama flowing, keep the writing clear and concise, and instead of being repeatable and kind of stupid. Because at first, Kimmy was just such a pushover. Rain was getting bullied. Like, everybody was getting bullied. I'm like, man, y'all better fight back. Like, y'all better get some. Like, damn. So that's why I was kind of proud of season 2 a little bit. They did make me happy because Kimmy finally got the balls and started, fighting back and standing on her own 2 feet. Angel character sometimes, yeah, I like him. He's a ride or die, but yeah, I don't know. He got that pushover mentality too. I need him to start standing on business. Like, nigga, man up. Like, if you and Kimmy and Rain is in this against me, y'all, you gotta be the backbone. You know what I mean? Like, be a man. So that was my gripes about it. The writing could be better. But other than that, I like it. I can't wait for to see what season 3 takes it in, because the whole time Kimmy and Rain and Angel been in like the bottom of the power scale of the food chain, but now Kimmy's gonna be at the top, and then she will have control of everybody that treat her like shit. So I really am looking forward to seeing how this all works out in the script. But let me know if y'all like the show. Let me know who y'all favorite character was and what y'all favorite scene was. And make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thank y'all.